Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 30, and today we are returning with two more games of our Tigers. I just take on Watford at home and Arsenal away. Before we play these games, though, can show you how Hull have been getting on off camera. So, of course, in the last episode, you saw our two thrilling games against Reading and Manchester City, where we drew the first one 2-2, courtesy of Donnelly's last-minute equaliser, and then we beat City by 5-2 in the win of the series so far. That was unbelievable, and off-camera, things have been going pretty well, I must say. Now, we started with a 1-1 draw away at Bet365 Stadium against Stoke City, Dimov scoring a stoppage time equaliser. Then we drew 0-0 with West Brom. Then we drew 0-0 away at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. What a result that was. And then after that, 3 wins on the bounce. 1-0 over Norwich, 2-0 over West Ham, and then 3-0 over Sunderland. As you can see, Donnelly has been in fine form throughout this run, where I started playing SanOwnGoal ahead of Keane, and we didn't concede a single goal in 5 games. Lovely good run. However, our last game was a 2-0 defeat to Leicester away at the King Power Stadium, where SanOwnGoal scored an own goal. So this guy's got to be the weirdest character I've had in the save so far, it seems. And he's only a few months into his career here at Hull. But anyway, 2-0 was that final score. That was our second loss of the season so far in the league. But right now in the table, we are looking really, really strong. We're in 6th place with 24 points from 14 games. So just past a third of the way through the season now. And what a start to the year. This is without question our best start to a season in the save so far. And I don't want to jinx things, as is my way. But as things stand right now, top half of the table looks to be something we should definitely be considered favourites for. We've had a great start to the season. All we've got to do now is keep it up. There's also a few things happening off camera to report as well. We've had our FA Cup third round draw. We'll be taking on Barnsley here at the KCOM Stadium at home. And also, I've given 2 new contracts to 2 young star players. Rajkovic has signed a new deal and it expires in 2025. He's on 60 grand a week. And what you're going to notice with the 2 contracts I'll show you today is that they both have, well, you can't do it right now, but they both have in their contracts optional contract extensions by 3 years, which means that these 5-year deals could potentially be turned into 8-year deals. I've given monster contracts to Rajkovic and Donnelly as well. These 2 are stars in this team. Raj has really picked it up this season and last year as well. And of course, Donnelly, what a start to the season. Last year, I think it was 12 goals for the season in the league for the entire year. Was it? What have I done here? What have I done here? 11 goals for the season in 34 games. This year, already 12 in 14. He's on fire. There was still interest from Chelsea, from Spurs, City and Arsenal joined the race as well, with major interest for the guy, but they've all dropped off now because of that bumper contract I've given him, which again could be 8 years here at the club. These guys are going absolutely nowhere, and I refuse to let them go. And no minimum fee release clause either. Of course, the relegation release clause, because we know if we get relegated, we get sacked. But it's no minimum fee release clause. These guys are staying. These guys are staying for their careers, and I'm making sure that's going to happen. But anyway, today's games are against Watford at home and Arsenal away. Watford is still in 8th place after we saw in the last episode, and Arsenal right now are sitting in, where are they? I should have known this, shouldn't I? 2nd place as well. So the same position as they were in the last episode. Quite interesting. But we're in 6th, and I'm fancying our chances for this game, despite coming on the back of a 1-0 defeat to Leicester. So, no players in the injury report right now. Everyone is fighting fit. That's great news for us. And thus, this will be the team for the game. Raj in goal, back for a time, and Dimov. Should we play Keane, actually? Should we put Keane back in the team for SanOwnGoal? Let's do that. Keane and Fulquier. In midfield, Kirkpatrick and Malone. I've been playing Kirkpatrick ahead of Ndai quite lately, but I might put the captain back in actually after I lost to Leicester. So Ndai and Malone. Further forward, Olivier on the left, Leko on the right, and Saidi is our advanced playmaker due to Barkley dropping off in form. Donnelly on fire, our lone striker, and on the bench, Mannion, SanOwnGoal, Walker-Peters, Obiang, Barkley, Delafeu, and Moomney. So first game today, Watford home. Can we get the win? Let's find out. Come on, Hull City. So game underway, Hull City on an amazing run right now, and hopefully it will continue. I've got a bad feeling again about this game, because I do have Watford as a bit of a bogey team in FM, and they're through already, and Danny Ings fires it off target, thank goodness. For some reason, Watford are a team I struggled against quite a lot in FM, and this formation in particular, I really do struggle to get the better of, but still 0-0, thankfully. And maybe our first chance here. No, there's our former left-back, Andrew Robertson, beating his Scottish bro Donnelly to the ball, who then gets revenge. Brian Donnelly wins it back down left-hand side, finds Willie Olivier, and the Belgian crosses, and Eric Saidi taken down, and it's going to miss everyone, and Robertson's there again. So Watford had a free kick they took shortly. For some reason, Fulquier stayed up. And, right, what is going on there? Well, Michael Falibia scored. Why has Fulquier gone to striker and Donnelly went to right back? What just happened there? Watford have gone in front. They had a free kick just by the halfway line. For some reason, Fouquier, who committed the foul, just wandered up towards the centre circle, and Donnelly had to fill in at right back. And let's be honest here, I think I'd much rather my right back playing right back. I have no idea what happened there. But Watford have gone in front, and this is the worst possible start to the game. Can we reply instantly? Saidi shoots, saved by Perrine. I've got no idea what happened there. No idea at all. Just want to show you the incident. Fouquier committed a foul there on Levy by the byline. Referee ticks him off, and then he just walks towards where Donnelly's position is, and Donnelly has to realise that quickly and then sprint back to the right back role to cover for his bro. I have absolutely no idea what happened there. I mean, why did he stay there as well? Why didn't he just sprint back and help back on defence? Oh, that is the oddest thing I think I've seen this season, and that is saying something. Watford are definitely my bogey team in FM, no doubt about it. The formation they play is just so difficult for me to overcome. And as we trail at the break, I'm going to assertively say I'm far from pleased, or come on lads, show a bit of desire, don't look like a team that wants to win. We've motivated pretty much everyone. I'll lay into Lecco individually as well, but that's not helped. And we might have to change instructions a little bit now. We'll be sticking with the same instructions, the same tactics as you saw in the last episode, but we are struggling. So what I might do with their really defensive-based lineup with 2 wing-backs and 3 central midfielders and no wingers is close down much more and play higher in our defensive line. Try and put them under pressure as much as possible, much higher our tempo as well. Really knock the ball around as much as we can, and see if we can somehow get our way through with some mixed passing too. So should we go fairly wide now, stick as it is for the time being, and hope for the best? So trailing by 1, second half to begin. This is going to be back-to-back defeats for the first time this season, it seems, and it's not a great start to today's episode. Having said that, we trailed against Reading twice in the last episode, then come back to draw 2-2, and then beat City 5-2 to win the series. So you never know, something similar could happen today, but it's not looking that way as Ndai gets a booking as well. Shouldn't have reinstated the skipper. There's a reason he's not been playing. That's because Kirkpatrick stepped in and done really well. And Ndai's not done too good himself. But here come Watford, perhaps, for a chance to make it 2-0 as Tom Carroll releases for Levy. And this is the danger of playing a high line. For Levy shoots, Raj makes the save. Still in this game, but we've played very poorly. So still 1-0, and Watford have outplayed us in this game as Andrew Robertson, our former left-back, goes down this flank and crosses to the middle, but there is Raj. There's still time. See at the bottom right, I've gone to a 4-1-4-1 wide. Barkley's operating as a shadow striker. I've done this a couple of times during our unbeaten run, and we've played okay, but in this game, formations have not worked, tactics have not worked, and the players have just not played well as Tom Carroll's on the ball, tries to thread it through but can't. Come on, chance on the break. Let's go, lads. Let's go. Saidi to Donnelly. Brian on the ball, back towards Saidi. Still time here. Brian on the ball, needs a teammate, finds Saidi again. Barkley the shadow striker, back to Saidi. Plays that wide, Josh Tyman, Olivier. Nice football, ball inside, and oh, it's going to go in. Gets in, a lucky goal. Puts us back on level terms, closer with the own goal. 1-1, and my word did we need that. I'm going to stay with the same formation though, and stay with the same tactics, and try and flip this scoreline and turn it on its head. Closer's interception goes past Perrine and into the back of the net. 1-1, now let's find a winner. And directly from kickoff, there is a highlight as well, as Watford will try and get back in this game. The problem I've got, though, is there's no players helping alongside Pedro Obiang now, so we're really going to struggle to contain Watford playing formation as Falevi is through, and Raj makes the save. Thank goodness. That should have been 2-1. Might have to change things here. All right, so that is going to do it then. Sadly, we couldn't find that winning goal, but at least we do avoid back-to-back defeats for the first time this season. And Watford, to be fair, are playing very well themselves in 8th place right now, so I guess we'll take the point. The stats seem to suggest we played quite well, but really I'm not too sure we did. So I think calmly what I might say is we weren't good enough, should have won the match. Although I am trying to be a little bit less critical and saying we're unlucky. I'm gonna say we're unlucky. I'm gonna say we're unlucky. We've motivated a few of them. I'll calmly say I'm not happy with the defenders. And do you know what? I'm just going to calmly say I'm not happy with the players individually, despite as a team say we're unlucky. Maybe, yeah, well, it seems to be the best thing I could have done in that situation. So, 1-1 the final score. Again, we look at the stats here. We dominated possession as you'd expect. 12 shots, 5 on target, compared to Watford 7 and 5. But in the highlights, we did not play well at all. And that's a poor way to start today's episode off, man. That should have been a game we should be targeting to win today. Sadly, we got a draw thanks to an own goal. And so Thomas O'Marlin has just decided to retire at the end of the season as well, which is odd. Should I ask him to reconsider his retirement? No, I don't think so. What exactly has he done during his time here? Nothing other than take a 45 grand a week pay cut, which is good to be fair, and shoot a Mamadou Sanogo and Blagabest Dimov. Good little mentor, but terrible player now. Alright guys, so second and final game today, and it's now against the league leaders Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium. This game is coming just a few days after our draw with Watford and a few days before our game against Middlesbrough. We've got quite a few games in quick succession, as is the December period. The Christmas football is coming thick and fast, so because of that, in today's game, we are going to rest pretty much the entire team and focus more on the Middlesbrough game, which is a much more winnable one. I couldn't see us winning this game or getting much from it anyway of a fully strength side, so instead, we're going to rest a lot of players and give some opportunities to fringe players and see what they can do on the big stage. We're also going to start on counter as well and change some instructions too. Arsenal, of course, possession-based teams are going to close down much more if we can. Push a little, no, let's actually, I tell you what, we'll drop a little bit deeper in our defensive line, but push higher more. Try and press their play, and they're also going to lower the tempo as well, or keep it on normal, I should say, that'll do fine. Take off play out of defence, and we should try and get the ball to the flanks if we can, and use our wingers to run at the defence, and we should also be a bit more disciplined too. And let's go with that. This is probably going to be an absolute disaster, isn't it? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so this is the team for the game then. Raj in goal, back four of Baba Rahman, SanOwnGoal, Maguire, seriously, and Walker-Peters. In midfield, Kirkpatrick and Obiang. And further forward, Ibe on the left, Delafeu on the right, and Ross Barkley as our advanced playmaker. Moumni gets his first league start up top. And on the bench, Mannion, Keane, Fulquier, Milonaz, Ozcan, Abraham, and Bryant, Camrashai, Donnelly. So, second game today. We're not necessarily waving the white flag, but I am certainly prioritising that Borough game, that is for sure. But we'll have to wait and see. We could get a point, you never know. This is the sort of loser mentality that I used to bash in my Swansea save last year. When I used to do this sort of thing, resting all my players away from home against one of the big teams, I always used to criticise myself for doing it and saying I wouldn't do it again. I'd always go for the win. I'd always try my best to make sure that we're thinking positively. But I've got to play this situation. I can't just play the game and just think, oh, we'll take it as it comes. Play the situation. That Middlesbrough game is a lot more winnable, and I'd much rather a fully fit and fully strength side for that one. Of course, I do know that it does mean going into this game we've got basically zero chance whatsoever of getting a point, but I mean, you never know. You never know. So here is Aaron Ramsey on the ball for Arsenal anyway, and the Welshman finds Mustafi, and the German centre-back finds Francois Coquelin, as Sanchez now receives the ball, plays that wide towards Hector Bellerin, and the Spanish right-back into Oxlade-Chamberlain, ex-Southampton man back to Bellerin, who crosses. SanOwnGoal heads clear though, and Baba should get the danger away, leaves it to Raj to do the clearance instead, and it goes straight to the French left-back Digne as Ramsey finds Francois Coquelin. Arsenal trying to probe and open us up here with Sanchez on the ball, finding Alex Iwobi, who crosses, and Chamberlain can't get a header, but Sanchez can, straight to Raj though, and still 0-0, I'm fine with that. But a highlight pretty much directly afterwards. Once again, we surrender possession time with Walker-Peters. Sanchez turns SanOwnGoal and finds Chamberlain. Fires one in. Iwobi controls, shoots and scores. And 16 minutes in, Iwobi gives Arsenal the lead. And that was definitely coming. We knew it wasn't going to take long before they'd find the back of the net. Sanchez to Chamberlain, nice ball across towards Alex Iwobi, who I thought initially was offside, evidently not, and a good finish in off the post. 1-0 to the Gunners. They're league leaders and league leaders for a reason. I've got my eyes on that Middlesbrough game, much more winnable, much more important, I'd say. And as we trail, I can't see us getting back into it. And again, that's a really defeatist mentality, isn't it? Only 1-0 down, still in the first half, but I can't see us getting back into it. But it's true, whenever we trail a big club, we never get back into the game. We've done it like once or twice in the series, but it rarely ever happens. Maybe the anti-jinx could be in effect though. Barkley crosses, it might drop to Jordan Ibe, it does. And it's clear. That was a genuine chance there, but we couldn't fashion out a shot, and now Arsenal could hit us on the break. Iwobi down the left-hand side, cuts inside and finds Sanchez, the Chilean, who fires it horribly wide, and that should have been 2-0. So second half begins, and unsurprisingly, the first highlight we see comes to Arsenal with the goal scorer Iwobi doing wonders down his left-hand side, finding Coquelin through to Sanchez. Lovely build-up, but Ramsey denied by Raj as it's still 1-0. Gunners pressing, they're hungry, they want that second goal, and at this rate, it's certainly forthcoming. So corner for hold, Delafeu takes it and Bellerin clears, but there still could be a chance here as Baba gets to the ball first, down this left-hand side. And can he get away from his man and cross? No, Iwobi is there. He's been brilliant in this game. And Arsenal should get the ball away. That's the concern for me. When we have the ball in Arsenal's half and close enough to their area, we just haven't really been able to create anything at all. And once they get the ball back, we are pressing, we are putting them under pressure. We just can't seem to get the ball back to create chances on the break like I was hoping for in this game. Zazil finds Lacazette here, and the Frenchman plays it through towards Bellerin down the right, who crosses. Oh, well. Well, that's the second time SanOwnGoal has scored an own goal in 2 starts. This is ridiculous. I mean, we had a lucky own goal in the last game against Watford, so I can't complain. But SanOwnGoal, for the second time in 2 games, has put it past his keeper. Mate, it's the other goal you want to score in. Come on, man. Seriously. 2-0, and that is definitely the game now. So that will be that then. Final score 2-0. And to be fair, it could have been much, much worse. But I'm frustrated we couldn't create any chances on the break like I was hoping for. But that's just one of those things. So at the end of the game, I'm going to calmly say I'm far from pleased with what I saw from the team. We fired up most of them, stressed out Pedro Obiang. He wants to lead the club anyway, as he's not in the first team that much anymore. And there you go. So that's a disappointing way to end today's episode. No wins today after a good solid win over City in the last episode, but that's just one of those things. And at least for Hull, the best thing to report is that we're still in the top half comfortably in 8th place with 25 points. Not a great episode today for positive feeling, but it could have been much worse. And we know with plenty of the season still left to go, we're still looking pretty, we're still looking good, and that's the most important thing to take away from today's episode. So that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do consider leaving a like. We shall return, I think, possibly in January, maybe mid-January games against United at home and Southampton away. That's what I'm targeting here. Or maybe Liverpool away and Reading at home. Come back a little bit later. I like getting through the season as quickly as I can to speed things up as quickly as I can. But I do kind of want to play that United game, to be fair, as they're in second place right now, and that's at home. But I wouldn't mind including the FA Cup third round against Barney. Should you do a triple header in the next episode? We don't do that many triple headers. Let's do a triple header in the next episode. So Barnsley at home in the FA Cup third round, United at home in the Premier League, and then Southampton away at St Mary's to end on as well. So we'll do a triple header in the next episode, and I'll see you for that very soon. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you have enjoyed it. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the triple header in the next episode very soon. Bye.